Ever wonder about the deep-rooted connections between the Caribbean islands of Haiti, Guadeloupe, Martinique, French Guiana, Dominique, and Saint Lucie? Picture the azure seas, swaying palms, and vibrant cultures. But beyond the picturesque landscapes, these islands hold a rich tapestry of shared history etched in their very soil. From the earliest inhabitants to the age of discovery, the slavery and plantation era, the road to independence, and finally, the modern day, these islands have seen it all, bearing witness to the ebb and flow of history. Each island, though unique in its own right, is bound by a common thread, a thread of shared history, culture, and influences that transcends geographical boundaries, a thread that weaves a compelling story of resilience, unity, and shared heritage. So, are you ready to journey back in time, to explore the historical labyrinth that unites these islands? Join us as we unravel the historical ties that bind these islands together. Rewind to the early days, before European discovery and colonization. Picture a time when the sun-kissed islands of Haiti, Guadeloupe, Martinique, French Guiana, Dominique, and Saint Lucie were untouched paradises, home to the indigenous Arawak and Carib people. Arawaks, also known as the Taino, were the first to call these islands home. They were a peaceful agricultural society, living in harmony with nature. They were skilled farmers who cultivated crops like cassava, sweet potatoes, and maize. Their culture was rich with spirituality, deeply connected to the land, the sea, and the sky. They lived in communal villages, their lives intricately woven with the threads of shared stories, music, and dance. Enter the Caribs, mariners of the Caribbean Sea. They arrived after the Arawaks, and their arrival marked a shift in the dynamics of the islands. The Caribs were known for their seafaring skills and warrior-like nature. They brought with them a different culture, one that was more confrontational and territorial. Despite their differences, both societies significantly shaped the islands. They left indelible marks on the language, the cuisine, and the overall cultural fabric. Words like canoe, hammock, hurricane, tobacco, barbecue are all gifts from these indigenous languages. The Arawak's communal living and the Caribs' seafaring traditions are still echoed in the island's way of life. In essence, these first inhabitants were the original architects of the island's identity. They developed innovative agricultural techniques, navigational methods, and survival strategies that paved the way for the societies to come. They nurtured the land, respected the sea, and celebrated the sky, leaving behind a legacy of resilience, innovation, and respect for nature. Their history is not just a tale of survival, but also a testament to the human spirit's capacity to adapt, evolve, and thrive, even in the face of adversity. It's a story that continues to resonate and inspire, reminding us of our shared humanity and our intrinsic connection to the world around us. The indigenous people laid the foundation for the rich, diverse cultures we see on these islands today. Enter the Europeans, forever altering the course of history for these islands. In the late 15th century, the Caribbean was thrust into a new era, the Age of Discovery, a time marked by exploration and expansion. The first European to set foot in this region was none other than the famed explorer Christopher Columbus. In 1492, under the Spanish flag, Columbus embarked on a voyage that would change the world. He landed on an island he named Hispaniola, what we now know as Haiti and the Dominican Republic. But Columbus was not alone in his quest for discovery. Other European powers, like the French and British, were hot on Spain's heels, eager to stake their claim on the New World. The French established colonies in Martinique and Guadeloupe, while the British set foot on Saint Lucia and Dominica. These islands, once the home of indigenous tribes like the Arawaks and Caribs, were now the new frontier for European colonization. The arrival of these foreign powers was not without consequence. It marked the beginning of the end for the indigenous population. The Europeans brought with them diseases that the native population had never encountered and had no immunity against. Smallpox, measles, and influenza swept through the tribes, decimating their numbers. The indigenous people were also subjected to forced labor, their freedom stripped away as they were enslaved in their own lands. The European powers, in their quest for wealth and resources, exploited the islands and their people. Sugarcane plantations sprouted up, fueled by the forced labor of the indigenous population, and later, African slaves. The impact of colonization was profound. It reshaped the cultural, social, and economic landscapes of these islands, erasing much of their indigenous heritage. The languages, traditions, and ways of life of the Arawaks and Caribs were slowly replaced by those of the colonizers. Colonization brought irreversible changes, setting the stage for a new era in the Caribbean. The age of discovery may have ended centuries ago, but its effects are still felt today, in the faces, languages, and cultures of the Caribbean people. Sugar and slavery, two words that, unfortunately, define the next chapter in these islands' history. Picture this: vast expanses of land, once teeming with indigenous life, transformed into sprawling sugar plantations, worked by African slaves who had been forcibly brought across the Atlantic. The introduction of sugar plantations in the Caribbean was a game changer. Europe had developed a sweet tooth, and the warm tropical climate of these islands was perfect for growing sugarcane. But the labor-intensive nature of sugar cultivation demanded a large workforce, and to meet this demand, European colonizers turned to the African continent. The transatlantic slave trade was a horrific journey of captured Africans, forced into the hulls of ships and transported in unimaginable conditions. Once on the islands, the enslaved Africans were put to work on the sugar plantations. The work was backbreaking, the hours long, and the conditions brutal. Slaves were subject to harsh punishments and lived in constant fear. But amidst this darkness, there were sparks of resistance. Slaves rebelled, they fought back, and they resisted their oppressors in any way they could. These acts of defiance were crucial in the long fight against slavery and would later prove instrumental in shaping the future of these islands. The scars of this brutal era run deep. The legacy of slavery has left a profound impact on the Caribbean. It has influenced the cultural, social, and economic fabric of these islands in ways that are still evident today. From the Creole languages spoken, to the vibrant music and dance, to the diverse cuisine, the African influence is undeniable. The echoes of the past can be felt in the ongoing struggle for social justice and equality, in the fight against racial discrimination, and in the pursuit of economic independence. The history of slavery is a painful reminder of the resilience of the human spirit in the face of adversity. This dark period left a lasting imprint on the identity and culture of these islands. Slavery and the sugar plantation era were a tragic chapter in the history of the Caribbean, but they also set the stage for a future defined by strength, resilience, and a rich cultural heritage. The chains of slavery could not bind forever. The winds of change began to blow across the Caribbean. The air was thick with the spirit of rebellion, a spirit that would ignite a series of movements and revolutions, ultimately leading to the independence of the islands. The abolition movements played a crucial role. The year was 1791, when the voices of the enslaved began to echo across the Caribbean, demanding an end to their bondage. The French Revolution had lit a spark, and the principles of liberty, equality, fraternity resonated deeply with the enslaved populations. This was a call for a change, a plea for freedom that would not go unanswered. In the midst of this, a significant event unfolded. The Haitian Revolution, a rebellion led by the enslaved against their French colonizers, marked a turning point in the history of the Caribbean. It was the first successful slave revolt in history, leading to the establishment of the first Black-led republic and the first independent Caribbean state. The courage and resilience of the Haitians sent a powerful message across the world. The enslaved were not objects to be owned. They were human beings, deserving of freedom and dignity. Following the Haitian Revolution, the dominoes began to fall. Guadeloupe, Martinique, French Guiana, Dominica, Saint Lucie, one by one, they all embarked on their respective journeys towards independence. There were struggles, yes, there were sacrifices, but the spirit of resilience, the desire for freedom, was stronger than any obstacle. And so, the chains were broken. The islands, once bound by the shackles of slavery, emerged as independent nations. But independence was not the end of the road. It was a new beginning, a chance to build a future free from the shadows of the past. Yet the echoes of history are not easily silenced. As the islands moved forward, they carried with them the memories of their struggles, the lessons from their past. Independence marked a new chapter, but the echoes of the past continued to resonate. From the ashes of the past, these islands have emerged, strong and vibrant. In the wake of independence, these Caribbean islands faced a multitude of challenges. They grappled with the economic, political, and social aftermath of colonial rule. Their economies, once heavily reliant on a single crop plantation system, had to diversify and adapt to the demands of the modern world. Despite these hurdles, they persevered, showing resilience and tenacity in the face of adversity. Haiti, the first Caribbean nation to gain independence, led the way. Despite being isolated and economically crippled by the international community, it became a beacon of hope for enslaved people worldwide. Today, Haiti boasts a rich cultural heritage and is a prominent player in the Caribbean community, CARICOM. Guadeloupe, Martinique, and French Guiana, although they remain overseas departments of France, have also made significant strides. They have maintained a distinct Caribbean identity while also embracing their French heritage. Their economies are more diversified, with tourism, agriculture, and services playing a significant role. Dominica and Saint Lucie, the last of the English-speaking Caribbean to gain independence, have also made notable progress. They have developed robust tourism sectors and are known for their lush landscapes and vibrant cultures. The culture of these islands is a rich tapestry woven with threads of African, European, and indigenous influences. It's seen in their music, their food, their language, and their traditions, a testament to their diverse heritage. Economically, these islands have come a long way. They have moved from a single crop economy to more diversified ones. Tourism, manufacturing, and services now play a crucial role. They are also important players in regional and international politics, with active participation in bodies like CARICOM and the Organization of American States. These islands, each unique yet connected, continue to shape their destiny, grounded in their shared history. They are a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, a beacon of hope that echoes across the Caribbean Sea, a vibrant melody that tells a tale of triumph over adversity. They are the Caribbean, diverse, vibrant, and resilient. So what ties these islands together, you may ask? Well, let's take a quick stroll down memory lane to revisit what we've uncovered today. We embarked on this journey with the earliest known history of these islands, revealing the rich tapestry of indigenous cultures that once thrived here. These societies, though diverse, shared commonalities in their ways of life, their beliefs, and their connections to the land and sea. Our journey then took us to the Age of Discovery, a time of exploration and conquest. We saw how these islands became coveted prizes for European powers, their strategic locations and fertile lands sparking intense rivalries and conflicts. The darkness of the slavery and plantation era was our next stop. We delved into the harrowing stories of the enslaved Africans brought to work the plantations, their pain, their struggles, and their indomitable spirit. This era, tragic as it was, laid the groundwork for the unique blend of cultures we see on these islands today. We then witnessed the road to independence, a turbulent path marked by uprisings, revolutions, and the relentless pursuit of freedom. Each island, in its own way, fought to shake off the chains of colonial rule and assert its sovereignty. Finally, we ventured into the post-independence era and modern day, observing how these islands have navigated the challenges and opportunities of self-rule. We saw their triumphs, their setbacks, and their ongoing quest for progress and prosperity. Now you might be wondering, why all this history? Well, it's because these shared experiences, these common threads of struggle and triumph, are what tie these islands together. They share more than just geographic proximity. They share a history marked by resilience in the face of adversity, a testament to the human spirit. Their shared history is not just a tale of survival, but a testament to resilience, a story that continues to be written every day. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning.